Good afternoon, I'm Crimson Skies, and welcome to my Entropia journey. Admittedly, I stopped recording for a few days, mainly because I was only sweating and nothing else. Thinking it wasn't worth the effort to effectively make the same video 3 or 4 days in a row, I just didn't bother recording every playthrough. However, I feel I have deviated from the entire purpose of me even making these videos, which was to document my entire journey. I believe every player knows this game is a massive grind, and that I was inevitably going to fall into some kind of super repetitive cycle. Videos that would have turned out incredibly similar, I feel, is an inevitability with a game like this, and that I was maybe trying to be too focused on other goals with my videos that I forgot what the entire purpose of me making these videos were supposed to be, which is just to document everything. I believe I just got too frustrated um, without because I stopped doing different things that the videos turned into 3 minute videos. So so I'm back. So after some time, I feel recharged, back on track, and ready to get back to it. I will say I found an excellent location to sweat as a new player. The level 2 Snable Snot females right outside Port Atlantis I found were easy to kill and dropped fairly nice loot. It felt super balanced, and my return seemed to be covering weapon costs. Not to mention, this location isn't very far from a teleporter, so I could quickly get anywhere I needed to be if I wanted to. The best part was I was managing to get 1,000 vibrant sweat in just over 2 hours ever since I learned I can kite the mobs with the sweating device. So for about 3 or 4 days, I was exclusively doing just this. Eventually, a person came by on one of my live streams on YouTube and told me he would buy 1,000 sweat from me for 2 ped if I made him my mentor. Without a second thought, I immediately booted the other person who was my mentor, mainly because I never spoke with them after that one day, and made Lionel Sushi my new mentor. And I don't regret it at all. This guy has been super helpful with any questions I have had, and I managed to get a lot figured out because of him. The thing is, though, this guy was telling me that Cyrene was the place to be for new players, and initially I was resistant to the idea since I had found this sweat spot that was working really well for me. Eventually, though, I did want to do something different, so I gave in and told him I'm down to travel to Cyrene. Actually turning on the recording software when I logged in, ready to do something different, my new adventure begins. Letting Lionel know I'm back online, he gives me some coordinates asking how close I can teleport there. Seeing that Fort Fury was nearby that location, I let him know and teleport there. But Lionel had different plans, asking if I had Hestia instead, which of course I do, so I went to that location. Meeting up with my new mentor for the first time, I'm excited to begin my new adventure. Lionel drops down a Slipnir, which we hop in. This was my first time flying in this game, and it was pretty cool stuff. Once we made it to the marked location, which was a bunch of ruins, he hopped out and told me to follow him. Doing so, we ran straight into a bunch of super high level enemies. Not realizing what exactly we were doing, I sort of stayed back and asked if we were supposed to die. He said yes, and so I charged in and got myself killed, spawning to the teleport location. Finding out this location is called Zikion, I hope I pronounced it right. I once again followed my mentor to a nearby location that I guess people use to boost their scanning skills and defense skills. Getting in a quick scan on a massive level enemy before getting killed and spawning really close by. Being able to just run back out and do it again, however many times you like. I don't really know if I actually like this method, but I gotta admit, the experience I was getting was pretty darn awesome. We ended up doing this a few times before heading out and getting 2 TP locations that I was interested in. The first one was Club Royale, which people have recommended me multiple times to go to for sweating, so I wanted to check it out. I wanted to get that TP spot. And the other location is the teleport location near the oil rig, which I've watched some videos on and read some things about, and I guess it just drops stuff you can pick up. So I was interested in that one as well, and we got that teleporter too. After having gotten these two teleport locations, it was time to head to Cyrene. Hopping in his ship, we went up, and then sat there for like 7 minutes. I was a bit confused, not really knowing what was supposed to happen or how we were supposed to get to space, but eventually my mentor just types fuck, and then I see him drop out of the ship. What the hell? Shortly after, the ship disappears and I fall too. Hitting the ground and respawning, Lionel tells me he was using the wrong ship because it didn't have the thrusters he needed, which explains why we never left the planet. So he dropped a different ship, we hopped in, and this time, once we rose to the top, I went into space. And it was pretty amazing to see Calypso has it was hold on. I went into space for the first time. This was pretty amazing to see, and Calypso has a lot going for it. The area around the planet felt chaotic, especially with the comet or moon. I'm not 100% certain, but there's a lot of debris floating around the planet. But it's time we make our journey to Cyrene, to which we flew for about an hour. Getting close to the planet, we flew past these mobs, which started attacking us. Now, as a passenger, I more or less just watched as the mob slowly attacked the ship, draining its HP until the ship blew up, to which we floated in space. I couldn't really do anything. I tried, but it says it really doesn't let you do anything until we died. And we spawned in the Cyrene spaceport. Lionel repaired his ship. We hopped back in and flew the rest of the way to the planet. Once we got close to the planet, I got hit with a notification to download the planet. Hoping it downloaded fairly quick, I hit the download button. But unfortunately, the ship disappeared, as I'm assuming my mentor went into Cyrene as I got stuck in space, floated there for a minute before dying again, and was sent back to the spaceport. The unfortunate part was that my mentor needed to get offline, and he couldn't come get me. So I wandered the spaceport and asked people in chat for help. Eventually, finding out that I could teleport down to the planet. Yes, my mentor did say something about that, but I didn't specifically understand how. So for a little while, I ended up fiddling with the menu until I realized there was a drop-down section on the top right. Finding that I can teleport to Cyrene from there. So now I just needed the 7 ped in order to pay for the costs to get to the planet. Going to the trade terminal and selling the probes I had and my melee weapon, fortunately, was just enough for me to get the necessary amount for me to teleport to the planet. Once I made it to Cyrene, I spoke with the NPCs surrounding the teleporter. They all wanted me to go speak to another NPC, so I started doing these missions until one wanted me to go to the hub. I didn't really understand where that was on the map. And on the bottom right of my radar, there was an icon showing where the objective marker was, and it just looked like it went infinitely into a corner. So I ran literally to the corner of the map. But I just couldn't figure out where this location was. So I decided to call it a day on this recording. I called it quits. Now, I didn't record for a couple more days after this, so there will be another little time skip. Yes, I did find out that the hub is another drop-down location on the teleporter menu, and I did manage to get that quest done, but things will start happening on a daily basis again, well, recording-wise. Obviously, my upload schedule isn't daily. I just don't have that kind of time. But videos will be back on track with my daily stumblings around this game as I progress and learn more about Entropia Universe. So with all that out of the way, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.